What's going on, everybody? Marc Blair, Money Coach MB, on another episode at Make It Your Own. And we're here right now with a special guest right now. I got my guy right here, Derrol Mclaren. He's going to introduce yourself to everybody, let everybody know who you are and, what you're doing right now.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Derrol Mclaren. The world knows me as the Solar Jedi. Been doing solar since 2015. And I branched out, stepped out on faith. Grandma told me to go open up my own thing. I didn't listen. My sister, my kids. It finally hit home when everything just went south.
Okay.
And Grandma died in September. And I really wish I did this so that she could see the fruits of this.
Okay.
But now, January, stepped out on faith, opened up Solar Jedi Empire LLC. I partnered up with a company called Green Brilliance. Green Brilliance is number 4, ranked as number 4 of most powerful, biggest solar company in Virginia. And they made some promises. I made some promises. Everything came together. It was like matrimony.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Matrimony would be the best word for it.
Yeah.
And then in May, the owner sat down with me with his number 1 guy and said, hey, we would like you to be our regional manager. So now I'm the regional manager for Green Brilliance. Green Brilliance has opened up a new thing called Pure Brilliance, where they're now selling water treatment systems as well.
Okay.
And they asked me to find an office space, so I found an office space downtown Baltimore. Okay. 300 East Lombard, Suite 1, 1111.
Okay.
And we're now hiring and training our folks on how to become the greatest people ever. So solar consultants, water treatment consultants.
Okay.
And the whole goal is to take them from that water treatment side where there's now learning how to develop and talk to people and not be shy and build that confidence. Okay, I'm able to take care of my family and provide for them without a lack of, where the coffers not being empty. And now from that water side, we're training them how to do the solar side and now blowing their minds as to what the world has to offer.
So let's talk about it. Because again, in this Make It Your Own podcast, we like to pour back into the community about financial literacy, financial independence, business ownership, being a way to build confidence into our community to be able to better themselves, leaving a legacy, right? So you touched on a lot of different things that when you stepped out there actually on Solar Jedi, but you touched on just how you took the chance on yourself, right?
Yes.
And you're at a point now. So let's talk about how you even got to that point, right? Like, and what was the fear? Because a lot of people run through those type of issues of wanting to do something, but then realize, you know what I mean? What was the hesitation that you went through before stepping out? Actually, believing in grandma to go take it out,
Actually, that's a great question, Mark, because the whole thing is I started out with the big dog companies, Solar City, 2015. Before I was working for Solar City, I was regional manager for Xfinity Retail. So imagine you're this big dog where you feel that you cannot be touched, and that this company is saying, hey, we want to hire you, but you got to start at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Right. No.
Right.
Yeah. This
doesn't compute.
Right.
And then I believe it was God that said, you know what? You think you did all this by yourself. You think you've grown and become this big with Xfinity, this Fortune 500 company by yourself. Tell you what.
Wow.
Cut me off by the knees.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, they were paying for the vehicle. They were paying for the house. They were paying for everything. So I lost everything. Right? So I was at a point where I was living at a lady's church, a lady from church. I was living in her garage, no running water, no nothing.
Wow.
No AC, no heat, nothing.
Wow.
And Solar City came back with like, hey, we still want to offer you that position.
Okay. Right. But God, right? Right.
I'm talking about I'm a grown man crying because it's like, I got to humble myself now and go in there. And my religion preference is I'm Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
Raised in that faith. And so I don't work on the Sabbath. So when Solar City interviewed me they said it was a rare time that they've done it. but it was two managers interviewing me at the same time. And they saw my resume. They said, so why would you want to leave this position to come work for us? I said, it's not leaving. I was fired. They let me go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you really have no other choice.
Right.
They
started seeing it. They started smelling some blood.
Yeah,
I guess,
blood in the water.
Right.
Blood in the water. So I was like, okay. And then they said, okay, well, this schedule, we like everything we heard, Saturday through, so it's going to be Monday through Saturday, and your Sundays off. Sorry, I don't work Saturdays. And like, what do you mean don't work Saturdays? Saturdays are our biggest day. That's when we make the most amount of sales. I'm like, I don't work Saturdays, but I can guarantee you that I'll be your number one guy. Xfinity realized that. They said the same thing, and I showed them that, because I started from the bottom with Xfinity, and I became that position. And one manager said, you know what, I'm not even interested no more. He packed up his stuff and he left. The other guy said, I'll take you. And his name is Matt Robinson.
Okay.
Matt Robinson said, we'll take you. I'll take you. Come on, join my team. I came on Matt's team, and I found out that the reason why Matt wanted me, Matt said, you know what? My passion is I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. So for you to choose God first meant everything to me. And it meant that you're a winner. So come on, join my team. And because he did that, Rick and I would be number one or number two in the country, depending on the week, which made him the number one manager.
Right.
So we won a trip to Vegas, all expenses paid, because of that whole...
Put together. Yeah.
So went from that Solar City. A lot of people don't know that Elon Musk gave his cousin the money to open up Solar City. They sat down at a table, I think it was Mexico, and they drew out the plan on a napkin and said, look.
So Solar City, right, with Tesla, with the whole solar thing, right, it makes sense, connecting dots.
So he said,
Elon is the investor.
Exactly. Exactly. And people are like, oh, you got bought by a car company. No, dummy.
Right. That's family, right?
That's family,
right.
So if you had bought the stock back then, man, you would have made out like a big star, like a rock star. So when they did that finally got that merger together, Elon Musk was a whole different animal, a whole different beast. He said, I don't need sales reps to sell solar. You'll fire them. We don't need them. Get rid of them. So across the country, people that had moved their families from
What year was this? What year was this when that was going on?
2016, I think.
Okay.
Because I joined them February of 2015.
Okay.
And
so Elon just cut jobs.
Goodbye.
Okay.
You were the weakest link. Goodbye. And that was heartbreaking because people had moved their families across the country to push solar. So I got picked up by the manager at the time. His name was Derrol. We called him Debo because he built like a football, selling solar. Biggest dude I've ever seen selling solar. And he called me and said, hey, you may want to come and talk to us as soon as possible. I said, no, I'm good. Solar City's treating me great. You may want to come talk to us before. So he knew what was going on before we don't know.
Right.
The solar world is small. So I came, interviewed with him. He said, we are a Christian-based solar company. Okay, you got my attention. I was able to grab some of my deals that I had at Solar City and bring them over before that.
And which company is that? That's
Trinity Solar.
Trinity Solar is a Christian-based company.
Yeah, Trinity Solar.
Okay.
And Trinity Solar was great at the time, family-based company. They had a lot of great things going on with them. What's the name? Legacy heard about me, saw the work I was doing, saw the team that I was building, said, hey, if you come and bring your whole team over, this is what we'll pay you, which was double what Trinity was offering. Went over to Legacy, ran that for a while. Everything was good until the head electrician who had the license for everyone. So let me start from the beginning. Legacy is a sales team.
Okay.
They're not an installer. They work for whichever solar company, the biggest, baddest joint in whatever state they're in.
Okay.
So the biggest, baddest joint here was Sunrun. So the Sunrun only had one warehouse for all of Maryland.
Okay.
So one master electrician had the license for all of Maryland. And when he got a better offer, went to another company, he took his license with him. So we were unable to install for February, March, April, May. By May, I was like, I can't feed my family, so I got to go.
Right.
And they finally got back on track August. So they lost legacy. I lost a lot of that office. Pretty much crumbled because no one was making any money. So Vivint, their offerings was absolutely incredible.
They everywhere. I mean, absolutely you see Vivint. That when it would say branding, man.
Vivint has done their thing.
They definitely have.
They changed my life for solar. They're the only company that took me back to that regional manager position at Xfinity, where in 6 months I was making 6 figures.
Okay.
So the love that I have for those guys, absolutely. Nick Yuha was the one that grabbed me and said, hey, look, this is what we're doing. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to train you how we do business. I said, I always hated y'all because y'all were the competition. Okay. Y'all would come and take our deals from us because y'all were so huge. Yeah. Huge conglomerate.
Right.
So Nick Yuha pointed me and just fired. And I just went off and and I was their golden child there in that Baltimore office because in 6 months, I made 6 figures. I was showing them that, hey, look, if you work hard, this is what you can do.
Right.
And the one of the managers' name was Mark Toon. Mark Toon was the identical twin brother for Luke Toon at Legacy Power. So I've met Luke a couple of times when I was working at Legacy at different conferences. I would meet and talk, we talk. And Mark ended up getting fired from Vivint. And I was trying to snatch him and have him go work for another company. And he ended up snatching me and said, hey, Luke, give this guy a good offer.
Right.
So Luke gave me an awesome offer to come back to Legacy. He had asked me to find a space for the office in Maryland that would be an easy transition for anyone I hired to get to. I found an office in Beltsville, sent over the documents, they signed it, hey, we'll pay for everything, great. And then I started hiring. And
that's what Legacy. Okay.
So Legacy said, hey, we're going
What year was this?
This is last year.
Okay.
Last year, July.
Before going back into the finishing up for Legacy to get us to where you are with Solar Jedi, what, for the people that's gonna watch and will see this, what is solar? Like let's start there.
The basics.
The people got their own definition of how it works, and what this person tells you, that person tells you, oh, did you not know about? There's always some stuff that you never heard about. So hearing it from a guy who is in that space, what is solar? How does it work? For the people, and talk about too the architecture or the infrastructure or the aesthetics, shall I say, of what people, the stigma that's out there too as well. Is the money worth it, or does the aesthetics look pretty? I don't want it on my house. I want it on the side of my house. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. So talk about solar and then the aesthetics of everything, and then we can go back.
So I take you back to the 80s.
Okay.
To the 80s when Commodore 64.
Okay.
Was the first computer.
That was a computer. Yeah.
And everybody was like, what's that?
Yeah.
I ain't don't do that. And then the big boom of the internet hitting and all this information that's online. And now in everybody's home is a computer or a couple computers, laptops, desktops, iPads, all that technology that we ain't gonna do that. What's that? Oh, I'm good. No, I don't need that. That's what solar is. Solar has been, they invented solar in the 1800s. Okay. Solar is in space, powering the satellites all these years. So it's like,
call it the solar system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the solar system, right?
So solar's on the White House. Solar's on Home Depot, Lowe's, most colleges, high schools. Solar works. If you don't believe that solar works, at nighttime, walk outside your front door and look at your neighbor's front yards. You're going to see all those lights on their walkways guiding people to people's houses. That's solar. It's solar power. Only thing is now the laws are changing where in April 19th, 2019, the law was passed in Maryland for us to be 50% green energy, clean green energy. And we got till 2040 to be 100%.
Okay.
In DC, they want to be 100%, I believe, in 2032.
Okay.
Virginia, they want to be 100% by 2052. There's so many laws changing that's forcing people to go green. And if you're not aware of it, you're going to lose out on all the benefits now. Because right now, they're bending backwards, where the federal government 2019 was given 30% federal tax credit. And now is only 26% federal tax credit.
Mm.
It was supposed to be 22% federal tax credit this year, but the guy you voted for with the orange hair,
Right.
Trump,
Got that guy, right?
He said that if you tell you what, the last thing I'm going to do before I leave this office, I'm going to extend this ITC, and that's a technical term from ITC, federal tax credit, for the next 2 years at 26% instead of it dropping down to 22,
Okay.
and then 20, and then it's gone. We're going to extend it for the next 2 years at 26% to incentivize you guys to go solar.
Okay.
Some states like Maryland are saying, "Hey, we'll give you $1,000 cash money. We'll write a check, send it to you, if your house qualifies to go solar." Some counties are saying, "Hey, we'll even give you property tax credit." PG County and Baltimore County will give you $5,000 property tax credit.
Is this $5,000 a year or
once?
Oh, just one time?
Federal money's one time, state
one
money's
time.
one time,
Okay.
county money's one time.
They need to make that a year. I'm sure you get a whole lot of people that start doing it then.
But then it wouldn't make sense because financially you're taking out the coffers.
Right.
Exactly. So the electric companies are doing this. There's something called SREC, SREC. SREC. You can go to srectrade.com.
SREC.
And srectrade.com will give you the value of your certificate. So if your house, so every time your roof, regardless if you're at home or not, if you're at home, you're at work, you're in another country, it doesn't matter. Your roof is going to create electricity. Remember the law I told you about where we got to be 50% by 2030, 100% by 2040?
Mm-hmm.
Your house is going to produce 1,000 kilowatts of electricity, sometimes twice or 3 times during the summer per month, or during the winter time. It may take 2 months to create that 1,000. But every time your roof creates 1,000 kilowatts of electricity, a certificate goes off at the electric company, whether it's BGE, Pepco, Ping.
This is if you have solar.
If you have solar on your roof.
Okay, I'm about to say, some people don't have it. You stay and it still happens. But if you have solar, 1,000 kilowatts
of electricity
produced
on your roof, or you might have a ground mount beside your house.
Yeah.
Ping, it goes off. It jumps up in the air, gets stamped with your name, address, account number, and it flies over to your bank account.
Okay.
Deposit it, ching ching.
It's like crypto.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you use the electricity, you don't use the electricity.
Okay.
As long as it's created. That's the rules, the criteria of this rule.
Okay.
Once it's created, it's assigned a dollar value. You go to srectrade.com, you'll see the value right now for Maryland is $77.50.
SREC.com.
SRECtrade.
SRECtrade.com. Okay.
That right there is going to show you that in Maryland, it's $77.50. In Virginia SREC is tied to Pennsylvania's SREC, which is $40 per certificate.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to love this. DC, $385 for every certificate.
Wow.
So there's some houses in DC that's getting that every month. There's houses in Maryland that gets it every month because it depends on the size of the system.
Right.
So now, whatever that cost is, subtract that from the cost of the solar
Right.
and apply that to your solar bill. So they're helping you pay for solar.
It's paying for itself.
Paying for itself. So the good book says, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Mhm.
If you don't go solar now and you wait, let's wait. Just like some people waited to get a computer and they waited so long, they now had iPads. What's an iPad?
Right.
Yeah, because you missed all of that.
Right.
So now, if you miss the boat and you decide to get solar, let me see. Now you come to find out if you can go solar, you come to find out your house doesn't qualify.
Mm.
Now you're hurt because there's some solar companies like us, Solar Jedi, Empire LLC, along with Green Brilliance, we're business partners now. We're able to come and find out if your house qualifies. If it doesn't, we can now go back and figure out how and what we can do to get your house to qualify so that your electric company will approve you to go solar.
So talk to me about the qualifications of a home. Like, what do you mean by, like, what goes involved? Because a lot of them say, yeah, we just got to come out, do a survey.
Mm-hmm.
What are they looking at when they come to your house?
The magical word is the azimuth of your house. The azimuth of your house means how does your house sit according to how the sun comes down. That's one option. The other thing is, how does your roof look? Is your roof, how much life is left?
Okay.
Is there at least 10 years of life left in your roof? If not, then we need to find out, can your insurance company pay for your roof to get done?
Okay.
Can we put it all together in the cost of the system?
Okay.
Or do you want to just take your money out of your pocket and get yourself a new roof? There's so many options where we're able to set it up in your system where you're not paying for your roof, and now all you're paying for is the solar, which takes the place of your electricity. So you're not paying two bills. The goal is for you not to pay two bills.
Okay.
For us to get the system big enough to offset what you would have paid your electric company.
Gotcha.
Now, once the solar panels are paid off, there's no more electricity bill. So you have
Profit.
Free power.
And free. Oh, okay.
Free power.
No more money.
You're not paying for nothing, so free power.
Free power. It rolls into the whole ching going back, that still applies?
That's guaranteed for the next 15 years according to SREX. Okay. So after the 15 years, we don't know because we got till 2040 to be 100%.
Okay.
So those are incentives for you to. So in DC, if they use that SREX to pay off the system, they're going to pay that house off in 7 to 8 years. That would pay off that system 7 to 8 years. Mm-hmm. Now they just have profits coming in.
So walk me through now. I'm in real estate, right? I have agents that do deals with people who have solar. Mm-hmm. Take me through just solar that transfers as a lease versus something that, this is just stuff that I'm hearing about. So since I got the solar guy here, I might as well get all the questions answered that's going to be out here, right? So like, how does that work? Like some people that lease that has to transfer to the next owner. You got some where they say, no, I don't want it. Like, so how does that work? And
so when we first started selling solar, the only option that we as consultants were given was a lease option or something called a PPA, Power Purchase Agreement.
Okay.
That's well and great for customers because they didn't have to take out a loan. They didn't have to do much. They just needed to have a 650 score, and we would roll over the cost of a new roof within the cost of the PPA.
Okay.
Now, that means that you do not own that panels. The solar company owns those panels.
Okay.
So you don't receive the federal money, you don't receive the state money, the county money, or the money from the SREX. You miss all that money because you don't own it.
Right.
That's why people that are now wise and their eyes are open want to own because
now I get the benefits. Right.
Now, after the 20-year agreement is over for those people that signed the PPA or the lease, they now have to do what? 20 years later.
Buy it.
They can buy it.
Okay.
They can
or renew.
Yeah, and then if they renew, they got to renew at the higher price.
Right. Okay.
So ownership is everything.
Ownership is key.
Ownership is everything.
Right.
That's why you shouldn't be renting an apartment. You should be owning a house.
Right.
So that you can get the tax write-offs.
Right. Right.
And be able to not be told with your neighbor hitting your ceiling with the broom because you're making too much noise.
Right.
So the reason why there's a concern in the industry when you go to sell a house, and the ownership is not there. They're leasing or renting the solar panels, and now there's 7 years left. There's 12 years left on that lease or PPA. My job is to educate your agents and make them more savvy and knowledgeable. If the homeowner chooses not to continue with that set fixed bill, hey, I don't want that. And you got to ask yourself the question, why wouldn't you want that? It's a cheaper bill than paying BGE or Pepco or whoever your electric company is. It's going to be cheaper. It's like stupid dumb.
Aesthetics. What do we do about that? That's why I said the next piece was, okay, financially it makes sense, but emotionally, which is what drives 90% of America, right? Where financially we're not really going to think about, I'm thinking more on the emotional side, and the aesthetics means this glass thing is on, and it doesn't make my house look as pretty as it would have with just a shingle roof.
But guess what? What color is your neighbor's roof on your left-hand side? What color?
Probably black, brown.
Probably. Okay, on three houses down, what color is their roof?
Same, somewhere around, or gray, or maybe another gray.
We don't know because no one's looking at no one's roof.
Yeah.
No one. So you're gonna lose your blessing of keeping some coins in your pocket because you're not having to spend $600, $700, $800 a month on an electric bill because the good book says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Your electric company is authorized by the Energy Bureau of the United States to increase their rates by 6 to 9% every year. Every year.
At a minimum.
At a minimum.
Wow.
It's going up.
Okay.
Are you aware that we're back? Okay, what happened in the 90s with where it was just one phone company, a monopoly, right?
You talk
for the phones, your house phones. There was no cell phones at that time. It was just house phones.
Yeah, what you called it?
A monopoly.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you said
My Bell. That was a nickname for Bell.
For Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Yeah. Not mobile.
My mobile, Bell Atlantic.
Yeah, Bell Atlantic.
Yeah.
So it was My Bell, and that was a monopoly where you couldn't go nowhere. Whatever they charged you, that's what it was.
Right.
Okay. So it broke up where you had Sprint, you had MCI, you had all these different options to choose for your long distance calls, which was great. Now I could pay 4 cents a minute to call Jamaica or call Canada or whatever.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Your electric companies were separated. You had Pepco, Potomac Edison, Pepco, Potomac Edison, BGE, Smecco, everyone's separate. Do you know that now we're back in a monopoly? Did anyone tell you? Did you get a phone call, email, fax, courier pigeon, anything?
Right.
Do you know who bought them? If you look on your bill, just take some time, look at your bill, and you're going to be like, okay, what happened? This happened, I believe it was 2019. I just wanted to, because documentation beats conversation.
Right.
So just trying to bring it up real quick. But my phone doesn't want me to be great. My phone doesn't want me to be great.
Now when you need it, right?
So right there, see Pepco?
Yeah.
An Exelon company. An Exelon company, EXELON.
Right.
There used to be a BGE building downstairs right downtown waterfront. It said BG on the top, and now it says Exelon, and no one even realizes that who that is. That's your electric company now. That owns all of these electric companies here. So now it's a French-owned company. So a French-owned company now owns all the electric companies in Maryland. So whatever the cost is, it's going to be whatever the cost is.
Right.
So to go back to your question, PPA or leasing. My recommendation, being in this industry for so long, just you have an option. You can say, hey, the only way I'll buy your house is if you pay off whatever you have left on your lease or PPA. The solar company has an option where they'll give them at a discounted price to pay that off. So now you're sitting in the house without an electricity bill.
That's leverage, right?
But homeowners don't know that.
Right, no, that's leverage. That's a nice strategy.
And that's why I'm here.
That's a nice strategy. I like it. That's wicked. Yeah.
For the PPA lease or the ownership option is one piece of paper transferal where we're transferring from the owner now to the new owner. I sign on the left, you sign on the right. We now transfer that solar system to you. We don't have to pull your credit to transfer.
Okay.
If you're able to purchase a house, then
Right.
you should have good credit.
He said, right. Right. Credit enough to get it. Yeah.
So it's just a smooth transfer.
Okay.
Okay. You would reach out to your consultant who sold you the system, or reach directly out to the company that's on that phone, or they're going to ask what's your agent's name and information, and that goes straight to the agent.
Okay.
Okay. It should.
Right.
But if it's an ownership situation, we at Green Brilliance are assigning our homeowners with a Pearl certification.
Okay.
Pearl is huge when it comes to appraisals. They are backed by the Energy Bureau of the United States. So when they say that your house is worth $50,000 more, 15, 20, 30, $50,000 more because you got the solar panels on there, that house now has to be sold at that price.
So stop there. Even as agents, I hear sometimes, and I never spoke to anybody that does. Oh yeah, I added solar, so it's gonna add value to my house. Is that a true statement? It does.
Yes.
So the appraisers do factor in solar panels.
Yes. But
and how much value? How are they giving the value of?
Because it's an upgrade. Just like you added a deck.
Yeah, but you know what that value is that typically appraisers use?
No, because I'm not in that world.
In that space.
I try to stay in my lane. Yeah, I try to stay in my lane.
I'm just curious because I never knew that they do add value to it. I thought it was more you're able to
if you own it. If you own
savings.
it. If you own it.
If you own it.
If you got
But the appraiser won't know that.
Yes, it will.
They'll know whether you own it or lease it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the homeowner has to tell them.
On the disclosures.
Yes, you have to, because if you don't, and now you got a breach in the deal because you weren't forthwith.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, because you have to disclose everything about it. Right. Okay.
So that's going to come back as, it's not a lien per se, it's, I forgot the technical term for it, but it works as a lien, so that if the house goes into foreclosure, the bank can't take the panels. The solar company can now come and take the panels off and not lose that money.
Okay.
If not, then the bank will say, no, this is mine, everything here is mine.
Okay. Now I got you on that. So,
but if you own it outright, you went and got your loan, you paid cash, however you finagle to get to own your system, you're now able to get the equity. If you want to take out a second mortgage or whatever, you're now able to get a second. And what's even beast about going solar, say when you bought your house years ago at 5, 6, 7%, the sweet interest rates on the solar to purchase solar is so sweet. We have 2.99%, 1.99%, and even 0.99%, where those banks are now reaching back out to the customers and saying, hey, we would like to refinance everything for you. and put everything under one.
So you could refinance a home and add the loan or the existing note on the solar side.
The solar bank is reaching out to the homeowner
to refi.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about is it possible to refi if I'm doing a refi on my house?
Oh yeah, and
put that amount in the loan.
Yeah.
Just to make it one.
You could.
And then pay you guys off.
But my experience, my suggestion, allow the solar bank, who's going to give you that low rate of 0.99, 1.9, whatever it is.
They ain't going to give it that low. Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep that
because
separate, right?
they're doing that for our customers, and it's just awesome because if you were paying 5-7% and now you're down to 1.99, that's hundreds of dollars in savings.
Right, for sure. Nah, that's good. That's good information. Nah, that's good. I learned a lot on that side of it too, you know. So yeah, talk to me about Solar Jedi and how you trying to, change our community and our culture, man, just to even get solar because and I'm sure how we can make some money in the business, man. Everything's about trying to see how we could capitalize on the financial gains, right, if possible.
So what I can tell you is for you guys, the majority of the companies have come out of Utah, solar companies. Vivint, Legacy Power, Utah. The Mormon church industry, their thought patterns and their thinkings. What we're doing here is Green Brilliance is an Indian-owned company.
Okay.
And of course, I'm a black-owned company.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's the one that you partnered with.
Yes.
Okay.
And I purposely chose them because I wanted to see us with us, because we've been left out of this whole knowledge thing. The .com thing, we really didn't know. Our cultures, the black and brown people, really didn't know and understand that what was going on. We missed that boat. Mm-hmm. The Bitcoin, we really didn't know. No one came into our communities and taught us, so we missed that boat. Mm-hmm. I don't want our community to miss this boat. The whole early 2000s to 2008, we didn't know nothing about mortgages. We had no idea about mortgages. I got into the mortgage industry in 2003, and I was mad. I was so angry that no one brought me into this world where now I'm making $30,000 to $50,000 a month doing mortgages.
Right.
What?
Right.
What?
Right.
No one told me.
Right.
I always thought that you needed to go to school and have a degree to do that.
That was the rule.
All I had to do was take a test, pass the test, get licensed, Maryland, boom.
Yeah.
So that was
$30,000-$40,000 a month.
Yeah, right. that was a big life change for me as a man. So solar is the same thing. Real estate is the same thing. If you work hard, talk to enough customers, then that life is there as well.
Right.
Where you're making $30,000-$50,000 a month. Where you're helping people. This is the only thing where you can walk to somebody's house. I don't need your check. I don't need your card. I don't need a deposit. I don't need nothing from you. We just need to first find out if your house qualifies for this program.
Right.
If their house qualifies, they're saving money. Mm-hmm. They're saving Mother Earth because we're destroying Mother Earth with our pollution, burning coal and all that. Mm-hmm. You now went green, so you're reducing your carbon imprint on Mother Earth. You're leaving a legacy for your children, and you're showing them that, hey, we did something smart. Where we were paying BGE, Pepco, all these different electric companies, each and every year we're paying them more money. Where is your job giving you raises to afford to pay for your electricity bill? Right. Because 2019, 2020, when it was like 16, 17 degrees, January, February, and that electric bill was $700, $800. I have customers that were paying $1,300, $1,400 during that time frame.
Wow.
Remember Texas, where they're being charged $1,000 a month for electricity because of what they just went through? If you have solar, you're not dealing with those issues, those problems. So things change a little bit.
Right.
And now you're teaching your children something different. Let's take care of the Mother Earth before we lose what we have. Antarctica, the polar ice caps are melting away. Alaska, it's all melting away because of the damage our generation is doing. So we're trying to affect, my personal goal is to change the world, help the world change one house at a time.
Okay.
That's my motto.
Right.
To be a day changer, be a day maker where we're able to go and make someone's day and help them qualify to go solar. Get them the money back from the federal government, get them the money back from the state, the county, where now that money is now helping them get out of debt.
Right.
Because say they were $5,000, $7,000 in debt, paying taxes plus the interest that Uncle Sam is charging them, they're never going to pay that off.
Right.
Now with this 26% federal tax credit, it wipes that slate clean.
Right. Just by signing.
Wipes that slate clean.
Right.
So solar does so much. Plus it reduces the temperature in your attic by 5 degrees.
Oh wow.
Which means your AC is running less.
Lower. Right.
It's so many different benefits. I can't even go through all the benefits. Right? It's just so much that solar does. There's people that needed a new roof and couldn't afford to get a new roof until we came along.
Gotcha.
And the roof was leaking.
Right on time.
I can show you a house now in my neighborhood. I went and talked to the guy already. Old guy, and he just won't talk to me because no, he's scared.
Right.
So he has blue tarp on his roof, all the way around.
Just to make the
Just to make
no leaks.
And he can't afford to get a new roof.
Wow. Yeah.
And I can get him a brand new roof with no money out of his pocket, but he just won't talk to me.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, I see how you have major impact and stamp, and I love the story of just being able to rock out. So I appreciate the time just hanging out with us today. But for the viewers and stuff watching, let them know how they can find you, and put your pitch. Let everybody know who you are.
Solar Jedi. You can go to thesolarjediempire.com. I'm there. You can go to thesolarjedi.com. I'm there. You can go to social media, Solar Jedi 1 at Instagram. You can call me directly, 443-680-6733. Or you can email me at the solarjediempire@gmail.com.
Got it. So this is Derrol, and I said it's Mclaren.
Mclaren, like a sports car.
Mclaren, I see it. No,
car.
I said, but it's spelled McLaren,
just like the sports car.
LAREN.
Italian made. Check it out.
I thought it was. I was looking at my buddies on the board. I think he wrote it wrong. He spelled it wrong. So it's not my fault.
I'll put you in prayer.
It's not my fault, but appreciate it, bro. But yeah, no. So we out here, Money Coach MB. Make it your own podcast here with Derrol Mclaren. We got him. We got it. But like the McLaren, the Lambo, and all that. So we got that part. But no, appreciate you hanging out with us. I see you repping the right country right there in Jamaica.
Amen.
You know where it's at. So Jamaica in the building, and we out here. So appreciate it, and we talk to y'all later. Peace.